once again, my watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my college dorm. Now, this week I am reviewing for you guys Iron Man 3. This movie came out just last week, and it is actually really good. It's what I'm assuming to be the conclusion to the Iron Man trilogy, and the setup into the Avengers 2 for Tony Stark. Starring in this once again is Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark / Iron Man, and he once again does a phenomenal job. He has become Iron Man. He is the person that everybody thinks of when they think of Iron Man, and if they ever reboot this series, it'll be very difficult to replace him if they ever do reboot the series. And then the enemy that Tony Stark has to face, Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin. Now, I will talk about the Mandarin a little bit more after the credits when I talk about the ending to the movie. Ben Kingsley stars as the Mandarin, and he is just as menacing as he could possibly be. He does these little videos that he takes over the TV satellites and portrays videos of different lessons that he gives people. They're very menacing. I'll talk about my little issue with Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin later, just in terms of him being the Mandarin. He does a really good job with it. And then we also have two returning faces from Iron Man 2. And the first is Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts. She is now Tony Stark's girlfriend. She had a very minor role in the Avengers and has returned for this one. She's more of a secondary main character. She actually kicks some ass in this movie a few times, and she's not in it a whole lot, but the parts that... And we have Don Cheadle, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he is James Rhodes, and he is basically the Iron Patriot, or War Machine, and he is Tony's right-hand man. He is basically a sidekick in all kind of senses of the word, and he is actually a very cool guy. He's in the military, obviously, and I'm not really going to go into him because if you've seen Iron Man 2, you know who this guy is. But he does a really good job. And now the, I guess you could say, main villain, Guy Pearce as Aldrich Killian. And this is the guy behind an industry called AIM, and it's basically the Extremist Project, which is basically trying to upgrade human DNA. And he does this by giving people the ability to regrow limbs and regenerate as necessary. Not like Doctor Who regenerate, but basically you're missing an arm, it'll grow back once you take this serum. Only problem with it, you could blow up if you aren't a match, so that's a thing. So those are the main characters, and now we'll get to the plot of the story. And the plot is actually very good. It's not as dark as I thought it was going to be. Shane Black did a nice job with the movie. It definitely has a darker tone than the previous ones, but it still has enough humor to make it so that it's not just this dark, horrible movie. Basically, Tony Stark is having anxiety attacks and panic attacks after the events of the Avengers, and so he's just building and building and building these new Iron Man suits. Eventually, a new enemy starts to surface, which is the Mandarin, and he's making these attacks, and he's causing these explosions throughout the world. They are quickly linked to extremists, and Tony, he basically threatens the Mandarin. He's like, "Come at me, bro," kind of tells him his address. Mandarin goes in, destroys Tony's house. So that's the thing. And then from there, Tony basically has to figure out how he can stop this guy without suits and without technology. And for the most part of the movie, you do see Tony Stark without his suit. And I thought that was really cool. He has to rely on his brain more so than just the technology that he has available to him. And I thought that was a really cool thing to see. And it shows that, or makes clear the answer, does Tony Stark make the suit, or does the suit make Tony Stark? Yeah, that's essentially the main plot of the movie without giving too much away. Again, I will talk about the ending to the movie and my thoughts on that after the credits of this video, so keep that in mind. Plus, I'll talk about the little ending scene after the credits after the video too. But overall, I thought that the movie was really good. It tied up the Iron Man trilogy in a very nice fashion. I just really enjoyed it. I had very little gripes with it. It might have been like a teensy bit too long, but I never got bored with it. I wanted to check my watch a few times to see how much longer it was, but I never did because I was so enticed with the movie that I wasn't actually getting bored. So yeah, it's like a 2 hour 15-minute long movie. So that's a thing. So yeah, that's my review of Iron Man 3. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I would appreciate it immensely. Once again, my good people, my name is Nick Pell, and as always, keep on watching. Still watching, you are here to see my take on the ending to Iron Man 3. Now, first off, Mandarin, kind of stupid that they made him an idiot, because he starts off as this menacing guy, huge villain, makes it seem like it's going to be some really cool thing. Apparently in the comics he's got all this alien technology and is like one of Iron Man's most devious villains. I don't know, I haven't read the comics, but that's what I heard. And Tony Stark finds him, and the guy's just an actor. He is portraying the Mandarin. His name is like Trevor or something. It's actually Aldrich Killian, who is the main bad guy behind the whole thing. It's actually, it was kind of disappointing. I was really hoping for some sort of twist where the Mandarin was actually pretending to be an idiot, just to kind of get away from Tony Stark, and then just like hit a button and all this alien tech comes up and bad stuff happens. But no, he's not really a threat at all, which was kind of disappointing, because all the trailers made it seem like this is the main bad guy, and so in that aspect it was kind of a letdown. Talking about the ending of the movie really quickly, I thought it was really cool how they did the whole multiple suits gun fight thing. It was basically the Iron Man suits versus the extremist humans, and it was just a really cool sequence. You see Tony Stark jumping from suit to suit, getting out of the suits as necessary to kind of not get his arm cut off or get sliced in half. Yeah, I thought we saw a Tony Stark who was much more inventive. He wasn't just all guns and bang glory. Yeah, seeing Pepper Potts come back at the very end, I kind of had a feeling that would happen, but we see her fall to her death, and then she comes back at the very end to kind of save Tony's ass, and she just like destroys Aldrich Killian really easily, and it's just a really cool thing to see. And I'll be curious to see how Tony Stark now fits into the Avengers 2, because as far as I could tell, it seemed like he destroyed all of his Iron Man suits, so it was like he retired and he was out of the game. Obviously that won't happen, assuming that Robert Downey Jr. does the Avengers 2, which I'm assuming will happen. And then with the ending at the end of the credits, it wasn't really as exciting as a lot of people thought it was going to be. It was basically Bruce Banner and Robert Downey Jr. in like a psychiatry type of area, and Tony Stark is telling Banner about this, basically the movie's plot, and Banner's asleep, and it's kind of cheesy. That was my thoughts on the ending to Iron Man 3 and of the movie in total. I definitely recommend seeing it. Definitely worth your time to any Iron Man fan. If you saw the Avengers, see this, because it's the first movie in Phase 2. You might not be seeing this until later, because I'll be in Turkey when this is supposed to go out. So, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I would appreciate it immensely. And as always, my good people, my name is Nick Pell, and as always, keep on watching.
Water into it, but actually the Bosphorus is on the right side. This is the Istanbul Old City is welcoming you. On the right hand side you can see 3 o'clock Topkapı Palace, 4 o'clock Hagia Sophia, 5 o'clock famous Sultan Süleyman the Magnificent Mosque. Alright, so this is actually our old city, peninsula, and where all the tourist attractions are in Istanbul.